guys, it's Lauren and I'm back today with another simple DIY project that you can try at your home. If you like more ideas like this, hit the subscribe button and I'll keep posting videos. So the project that I'm going to work on today is to update my front entryway. I've had this very basic kind of grass textured mat in front of my front door, and originally it did have a braze on it, but that kind of wore off after like not even a year it wore off. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make this look a little more tropical, and so I'm going to paint it with tropical leaves, but then I'm also going to cut some leaf shapes into the top of it just to make it pop a little bit more. Alright, so first step, I'm just going to go ahead and vacuum the top of this off because it has been outside for a while and it has a lot of these little stray grass cloths that are wanting to shed off. Next step is going to be to draw on the leaf shapes that I'm going to actually cut out from the top of the mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. And it has this, black rubbery texture on it. So first though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out some leaf shapes just to cut off the top. So I'm not going to draw the whole design on the back of the mat, just for the top. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have some taller leaf shapes in the middle. Maybe have some kind of fan out. And then I think I want them to kind of get a little bit more curved out towards the sides. So have like more of a point or peak in the middle and fan out a little bit. So we'll try that. Okay, so now that I have the top leaves drawn out, I kind of did a couple versions because I didn't like the first one. I'm going to take my utility knife here and just cut through. And you don't have to cut through all the grass, it's just the rubber layer that we have to cut through. Okay, so you can see I cut that out. The rubber isn't that hard to cut through. I just should have used a sharper blade to do it, so I think that's why it took me a little while to cut through. So use a brand new blade if you have it. But all I did was just cut through the rubber, and then the grass just pulls away easily once that rubber's cut through. So when I turn this around now, you're gonna see that it's going to kind of have like a funner top and have more interest. So now what I'll do is I'm going to take my chalk again, see if this draws over this grass, but I'm going to draw out just some basic leaf shapes and kind of layer them on top. So at this point you can have more fun with shapes. You can use more like intricate small leaf details if you want, because you aren't going to have to cut it out from this point, but you will have to paint it, so keep that in mind. So chalk is great for drawing on the back side, not so much for the front side. So I'm going to use a Sharpie instead. But if you aren't confident with drawing leaf shapes, go ahead and look some up. Do a Google search. You can always print out those large leaf shapes on paper and just trace it on to your mat. No one's going to know except you. So I'm kind of planning here where I want things to overlap, which leaves I want in the forefront more, that kind of thing. Now that I got the back leaves kind of shaped out more, I'm going to draw funner shaped leaves on top. Okay. So there's the leaves that I kind of drew on there. So for paint, I'm going to use wall paint instead of craft paint on this. So I do have a lot of samples of paint that I've collected over the years from the hardware store. And what's nice is when they come in those small little containers like this, I mean these are usually like $3 a piece, but I do have, so I'm going to use the paint color of my front door, which was a dark teal. So I have that paint still. And then I think I'm going to pull in some other green paints, some black paints, maybe white, and then a couple pops of unexpected colors like orange or coral or something like that. I do think you could still use craft paint on this if that's what you have on hand. It just might not last as long. I don't honestly know how long it's going to last with the paint I use either though, so I guess we'll find out. But it's going to be on a covered front porch, so I'm not too worried about it. So I have my paint colors all collected, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little dot of the paints on the different leaves, just to kind of get a general idea of where all the different colors are going to go on my doormat. But do keep in mind that in order to have good contrast from a distance, you're probably going to want, you know, darker colors with like a lighter color in front of it. So keep that in mind with your layering of the leaves. And then here you can see my kind of color template splattered on, just so I know which leaves will be painted which colors. So when it is time to start painting, you do want to make sure you use stiffer brushes for this project. You don't want any brushes that are real soft, because that'll just make it harder to get that paint embedded in this texture. I'm going to be using a combination of some stiffer paint brushes like this that are small, some larger ones, and some stenciling brushes. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of go color by color, leaf by leaf to get this painted on. But if you do have a leaf overlapping another leaf, it's probably best to let the one behind dry first before you paint the leaf right next to it. I'm going to go in here and start to dab it in. This is a stenciling brush. Probably ideal for this project. So here's the finished rug sitting nice and pretty on my front porch. I like all the fun colors, the interesting shape on the top, and I think that the cats, Shadow and Cola, like it too.